the sanitation, anything. But I've learnt a lot up to now. But really, I'm not the expert. You know, it's how do you bring to life? I mean, what people like you know, because you know you're working in Kadira, which is just over there, and I have no sense of what that's like, and you know that. But it's how do we build tools and encourage you to really explain that better.
So what's the future for?
Well, what's the future for Akvo? Things are going really well right now. We've got about 45 people. Our programs are being brought on. We're bringing online loads and loads of programs around the world at the moment, and all the growth curves for use of our tools are going like that at the moment. But the future is really doing a good job of helping organisations like yours bring their work to life and scaling things up so we still keep everything simple.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
But more productivity.
Yeah. It's very easy when you've got an organisation that's growing to start to make things complicated and start to make, you know, feel it. You need consultants to implement things. And we need to make our tools easy to implement. So it's all about scaling and becoming simpler as we scale.
Mark Chama, thank you for your time.
Arthur, thanks.
Yeah. At least tumefanya kitu.
Si ndio.
Sasa tumewaste time.
Si ndio.
Yeah.
Sasa ule boy anatumia ile kamera, so anichukue, nilikuwa na record. So ile sasa mimi ani record.
Haina shida.
Ndio.
Hakuna shida. Niko najua at least unaweza kunisaidia kiasi.
Ndio.
Lakini kukuja yangu ni kukuja, si ati hiyo ya kukosa.
Sawa.
I don't know if I introduce myself. I'm Alvin Otieno. I'm Dr. Doc's son.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. That's why I actually had to come here.
I have seen Dr. Dorcas on videos.
I actually saw her there. I was even wondering. I was
that
like,
was great.
Yeah.
And it's really funny. I was watching that in London one day in my kitchen.
Yeah.
And she's very kind of serious at the beginning, and then she gets really animated later. And I wish we'd started that way because she seems like she's really fun.
Unfortunately, she's so busy, but I had to come and represent her.
Yeah, well, that's great.
I came a bit late. I had a meeting at KCA, but eventually I came.
So I think the great thing about video is, you know, video, you can tell. You can judge somebody.
Even how someone is talking.
You can tell if somebody's like, you know, you can make a judgment without having to meet them sometimes.
Yeah.
And so your mum seems like a.
She's a very cool.
I bet she's got a few stories to tell.
She has a lot of stories. Not even a lot. She can actually even sit you down till you even see night is coming and you're like, oh, I have to go, but she'll be like, where are you going? Let's talk about this. And it's very intriguing, something which even makes sense. Even feel that you're building yourself, you're getting some experience from her as you talk what you've experienced also, so that you find yourself in a dialogue that you're helping each other.
Yeah.
So you can't even really think about the time which is going, because you're helping yourself. Because it's really hard to get people that you can even converse and help each other in life. Yeah. But unfortunately, right now, like in Nairobi right now, there are people who look at more of like money and you know that doesn't really get you to where you really want to go.
It's funny, we were talking about this. I imagine this is where the religious values become really important. We were talking yesterday about how much here seems to be just about having more money. And it's easy for I come from a background. I was born in Liverpool, in northwest England, and my family, there's working class factory workers, my grandparents. But we weren't poor, but we weren't, this working class family. But there was never really a sense that everything that we were, like my grandparents weren't obsessed with being
what they have,
really rich, and other one about my parents, and I think this sort of sense at the moment, especially when you're going from quite severe poverty to potentially unimaginable wealth.
Yeah.
It's how do you get a sense of what is what is enough, or what
I really, when you know
with
one
pacing?
basic, I understand what you're saying. I really do. And it's a real big problem. It's a real big problem. I'm very young myself, but it's how I was brought up. My mom. That's why I'm like this. And that's why we can converse and get each other and talk about objective things. You know, not everybody is that way.
This is my first experience in Kenya, and I've spent time in a lot of time in India and also in South America. But the inequality in wealth here for me is
It's
really,
a large, it's a very,
really
it's a gap.
striking.
It's a big gap.
And
So big.
And yeah, it's so big that it's where do you? I don't know. It's funny because I spend a lot of time in Holland, and I'm living in Amsterdam this summer.
Oh, okay.
But it's funny. Even the wealthiest people will ride a bicycle.
Yeah.
They even walk
To
to,
work.
yeah.
Even politicians.
Yeah, you get government ministers will turn up.
Even taking
Well,
a bus.
Taking a train.
King, I think the king, you know, the new king of Holland, will cycle.
I've seen a picture of David Cameron in the London Tube.
Yeah. And I think it's how do you? Okay, I need to come in a second. But this, I mean, I'm not saying that those countries have and you know, there's lots of things that are not worked well.
There's
But
simplicity.
this big sense that if you're wealthy, you go around in a big Hilux.
He doesn't
car.
need.
S-Class Mercedes.
Yeah. And it's like, where's the humility, the humanity, you know?
I know.
So
I get you.
anyway,
I think you needed.
good to see you.
Yeah, no
I'm a
problem.
Liverpool supporter by there.
Cool. my family are all crazy Liverpool.
At the red.
This is such a socialize for one. Hata nimechukua video.